Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've been watching the wildly fast-paced world of educational technology and thinking, how on earth do I navigate this with the kids in my life? Well, you are in exactly the right spot. Today, we're unpacking a really warm, super reassuring framework for introducing artificial intelligence to young learners safely. We're breaking down a foundational lesson in digital safety called Sparky and the Symbiosis of Human-Led Intelligence. And look, rather than some cold, dry technical manual, this actually gives us a beautifully structured, human-centric approach to digital literacy. It is all about setting those crucial boundaries right out of the gate. So let's just get into it and look at the core dynamic this whole framework is built on.
Who is really the boss, AI or you? Now, I love this, right? Because it tackles the absolute elephant in the room when we talk about kids and digital tools. Think about that little spike of anxiety we all kind of feel when a kid opens up a web browser or a new interactive app. Are we just handing over the reins to a machine? Absolutely 100% not. This approach puts you, the adult in the room, firmly back in the driver's seat. It completely busts the myth that the machine is this all-knowing authority figure, and it serves as a powerful reminder that the tech is there to serve the user, not the other way around. It's a huge mental shift, actually, and it really sets the stage for everything we're going to cover today. All right, moving into Section 1, Introducing Human-Led Intelligence.
To help kids really grasp this dynamic, we use a super friendly mascot named Sparky. Now, Sparky represents symbiosis, but in a very specific educational way. We're talking about a partnership where the technology acts purely as a supportive, collaborative tool, definitely not as an independent authority. Sparky isn't here to replace the teacher, and he's certainly not some magic 8-ball giving kids absolute, unquestionable answers. Just imagine a kid working on a science fair project, right? They might ask an AI for ideas on how to build a papier-mâché volcano, sure. But at the end of the day, it's the kid who actually gets their hands dirty building the thing, and it's the adult making sure they do it safely. Actually understanding this exact distinction between a helpful tool and an independent authority is the absolute bedrock of introducing any tech safely.
Which leads us nicely into Section 2, AI as a collaborative tool. This breakdown brilliantly illustrates the exact power dynamic we're aiming for. In one corner, you've got the AI's role, the helper, the collaborative tool, and it's fantastic at that. It's great for generating ideas, organizing thoughts, or pulling up information in a snap. But in the other corner, you have the human, the boss, the guide, the mentor. Let's say a kid uses AI to brainstorm for a creative writing assignment. The AI might spit out a dozen prompts about space aliens or deep-sea explorers, but it is the human parent or teacher who helps them pick which idea is actually the most compelling, or which one fits their learning goals best. So if a child ever gets confused about who's in charge when using a program, this simple comparison grounds them instantly. The machine helps, but the human always leads.
And that brings us to Section 3, People are the real smarties.
AI is a wonderful friend, but people are smarter. That simple phrase is really the emotional core of this entire approach. Delivering this reassuring truth reminds us that despite a machine's massive computational power, despite its ability to crunch millions of data points in a fraction of a second, our human capacity for mentorship and emotional intelligence, it's completely irreplaceable. Think about it. A machine doesn't understand context. It doesn't read the room or pick up on the frustration or the joy of the kids sitting right in front of it. People do that. We have to empower kids to value their own minds and the minds of their parents and teachers way above the impressive but ultimately limited capabilities of the software.
So what does safe digital use actually look like in practice? Well, think of it as a triad of learning. It's the child, the teacher or parent, and the AI tool working together in this unbroken circle. The kid is never just left alone with the tech. Their connection to the AI is always mediated, supported, and washed over by the physical presence of a caring adult. Yes, it's a partnership, but it's one fundamentally rooted in safety and supervision. Safety literally always comes first, and practically that means sitting side by side, guiding the prompts, and reviewing the answers together. It's about building a solid foundation of trust instead of isolation. Let's look at Section 4, Partnership for Digital Safety. We can actually take this highly complex technology and transform it into a really safe, structured learning experience using just 3 simple rules. Rule number 1. Use AI as a helper. This constantly reinforces its proper place as a tool, not some all-knowing oracle. Rule number 2, always check with a teacher or parent. Honestly, this is the operational core of safety right here. Kids absolutely must learn to verify AI output with a trusted adult before just accepting it as the absolute truth. And rule number 3, learn together using tools. Look, instead of sending a kid off to a solitary screen time activity, pull up a chair,
Make the AI a collaborative, bonding experience. When you explore a topic together, whether you're learning about the solar system or just writing a really silly poem, you're modeling healthy digital habits and turning screen time into genuine connection time.
And the reason this matters to you is incredibly simple. Final oversight and responsibility always belong to parents and educators. Always. This framework establishes you as the undisputed gatekeeper. You really don't need to be a computer scientist to guide a child through the age of AI. You just need to be an engaged, present adult who's willing to step up, exercise oversight, and take responsibility for that learning environment. You are the safety net. You're the filter. You're the one ensuring that every single interaction remains positive, educational, and age-appropriate.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought to chew on. As machines grow more advanced, how will you use your irreplaceable human mentorship to guide the next generation? The technology is absolutely going to keep evolving, right? And these systems will undoubtedly get faster, much more complex. But your role as the mentor, the guide, and the safety monitor, that is never going to become obsolete. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep this approach in your back pocket the next time you sit down with a young learner. And remember, you are the real smarties.